Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored now to be joined by a man who many call the president-elect, and many others just call him a wily old man who's out of his element. But I'm very excited for him to take the Oval Office over, whether by force or by fun, and that's why we're very excited to be joined by President-elect Joseph R. Biden. President Biden, thanks so much for being here.
That's a good job there. Thanks. It's nice to talk to you there, Tad. Let me tell you. Let me slam this down for you, Sam. We need a country where America can go to work, and when they get to work, they clock in. They get told it's time to clock out and go back out to work. America needs to come together. A series of vagueness. America. I remember in America there was a place, and that was a place we could all sit down to.
Absolutely, sir. And you did a great job. You won all the big states that Trump won in 2016, except my home state of Ohio. I've had to explain to all my friends on the coast, Ohio's pretty much...
Whoa, calm down, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and not so young no more. We'll get to Ohio. Just as soon as the reindeer sled pulls down. I'll be president of Ohio. Look, I sat down with Sherrod Brown. I've been stuck with a bill when Dennis Kucinich stiffed me at a vegan pasta restaurant. Let me tell you something. I know Ohio like the back of a bowling ball.
Well, you did a hell of a job here in Ohio, Mr. Vice President. You took the trains from Cleveland to Toledo. That's the only place where the trains run. But you ate a lot of good ice cream. What do you think of Ohio? Why do you think you didn't win Ohio? Is it because it's just a big old Republican mess now?
Who needs to win Ohio? Who needs to win a state of Ohio? Or a state of Iowa? It's too many vowels. I don't want to win a state that's all vowels. I want a state that's got a lot of nice hard consonants. Michigan, some of them are soft. You got a sh sound in there, Michigan, but it ends with a hard N. I don't want something that ends in an O or an ah. Mississippi. It's got plenty of consonants, but it is an I. I don't want a vowel sound. Sometimes A-I-O-U. I'm not interested in pandering to you. Sometimes why?
That's amazing, Mr. President. That's why the majority of Americans, over 75 million of them, voted for you, sir.
Why would you need a state like Ohio? That's like saying I need to win a caucus in a Cracker Barrel. That's like saying I want to stop off on a highway and sit down and get a platter full of blooming onions down at the Outback Steakhouse. And then after that, roll right next door over to Cheddar's. Sit down on a wooden porch swing at Cheddar's. The whole state of Ohio is just, you pull off an interstate and there's just more restaurants. That's the entire state.
You ain't wrong, Mr. President. You ain't wrong.
As president, I promise if I'm elected president of the United States, promise first day if I'm elected president of the United States, I'm going to take the state of Ohio, roll it up inside the state of Tennessee, put them behind my back, and then say, pick which one, and we're going to switch in places. Ohio's going to go down to Tennessee. Tennessee's up to Ohio. Can't tell the difference one way or the next. Columbus looks the same as Knoxville, especially at night. You see a sign for an Exxon. You see a sign for a TGI Fridays. I believe this country needs to have a time for a TGI Exxon. That's my policy.
Amazing stuff, Mr. President. What do you got to say? We got a situation here. The Speaker of House, a man named Larry Householder, he's kidnapped Santa. You're trying to bring this country together. What do you say to Larry Householder to save Santa?
Hold on a second here. It's hard for me to keep up with the Cleveland Plain Dealer. Look, I got some local newspapers that are Cleveland Plain Dealer all the way down to Cincinnati Bad Dealer. You got a guy, when you say a sentence like Speaker of the House, Larry Householder. What was it? Come again?
Well, he's kidnapped Santa, and we don't want him to kill Santa. What do you, as someone who's trying to bring the country together?
Sounds like a bad episode of third season of the Get Along Gang, if you ask me. Got a guy named Larry Householder. It sounds like a Care Bear cousin. Sounds like he pulled his pants down. He's got the shape of a shamrock down there. God knows. I'll tell you that. God and Beelzebub know you pull my pants down. I got a little clover leaf down there. You know what that stands for? Delaware.
That's why you're the president, sir.
I got branded. I was branded. Me and Corn Pop, we had a choke fight to the death. We both died, resurrected. Jammed our fingernails down each other's throats. And I slapped him. He came back at me with a hot iron brand of a clover leaf. Wham! Right in the sweet spot.
Incredible.
The only people who've seen it are my beautiful, beautiful wife, Jill Biden, Kamala Harris. She had to know the nuclear code she's getting into, Jim. And of course, Bernie Sanders and I. We had Bernie Sanders. Like I said, we got some camping trips down there. Camping trips. Play a game of seesaw, if you know what I mean. You catch my drift.
Absolutely. Bernie's going to be a part of your administration. Is that right, President?
That's right. It's my first day in office. You know, Trump's coming out. This bad guy, Donald Trump. You know what he's doing? He's pardoning people who don't deserve a pardon. Joe Biden, my first day in office. You know what I'm going to do? By the way, I promise to do a lot of things on my first day in office, and I'm going to keep doing that. On my first day in office, I'm going to make 500 more promises to fulfill that first day in office. My first day in office, I'm going to pardon across the board the Boy Scouts of America. I'm going to pardon the Boy Scouts of America. Why? Nothing I wouldn't have done. Get in there with some shoulder. America has a bad case of dandruff. They got me to come in for the head and shoulders.
That's why we elected you, Mr. President.
Selsun Blue.
Selsun Blue.
Selsun Blue, head and shoulders. You know where I'm at. You know where I'm at, Mac.
That's right. That's why you
want to take this fight outside. That's what I told him. You want to take this fight outside. I'll snap up with you like Jean-Claude in the Trans Am against Cobra Commander, pal. That was a war I voted for. I didn't serve in, but I voted for the brief military incursion into Cobra.
Well, God bless you, Mr. President-elect. We need you now more than ever. Is there anything you'd like to say to Santa right now to help him feel better?
I'll tell Santa. I'll look Santa right in his eyes, and I'll tell him like this. I'll look him right in his eyes. Your reign of terror is over, pal. We know you're flying around, violating airspace. You haven't paid taxes. You got a whole lot of capital gains taxes coming your way. We're going to let a lot of people off the hook. Tom Vilsack's in the Department of Agriculture secretary because we got to make sure the family farmers get cracked down on. Got to make sure that Archer's, Daniel, Midland, and all the big agribusinesses agribusinesses need to put an agri-smile on their agri-face. When it comes to Santa Claus, I got marching orders. First day in office, January 20th, 2021. Santa Claus, you're done for. We're gonna lean on Mrs. Claus to turn state's evidence. I don't care if jurisdiction guys go to the North Pole, pal. My dad used to drive a sleigh, stick shift. Let me tell you, that man could drive. And that's what this country elected me on.
That's what we elected you on, sir. We need you to drive this stick shift sleigh and get the hell out of here. Can you give us a wave and say Merry Travmas?
Hold on a second. Got me stuck in this damn box here, kid. This guy knows what he's talking about. I might nominate you to be Secretary of Ohio. I'm elevated to a cabinet level position.
You can count on me, Mr. President-elect. I'll serve that position well.
Hey, it's a position I like to appoint people to my cabinet, be it Kamala Harris or Travis Irvine, that can't get elected to office. So I like to toss them a little bone.
Thank you, sir. I need my little bone. Always need a little bone.
God bless you. Stay there, pal. Careful what you wear. I come from a land of shag, carpets, and barbiturates. When somebody puts that out on their front bumper or license plate, they're not getting the keys out of the bowl for a couple of days.
Well, great. Thank you, Mr. President-elect. Can you give us a Merry Travmas?
I believe in handouts, whether they're slogans or urgently needed funds for American people. I'm not going to... Look, I wish you a hard work, Travmas. That's the kind of... When I was a kid, we used to pull ourselves up by snowplow. We had 2 snowshoes, and we'd pull ourselves up out of the shoe. There were 5 siblings down below that didn't get out of the snow. Every single one of us had 5 young siblings that didn't survive. That's what it was like. That was the cold times, the late 1960s. I'll tell you that.
Is that your favorite Christmas, Mr. President?
My favorite Christmas was bombing of Cambodia. I've always been a lifelong Democrat, but on every single issue that mattered at all, whether it's foreign policy, domestic policy, or sports trivia. I've always on the big tent pole ideas. I always back to back, shoulder to shoulder with Richard Nixon, all the worst Republicans. Because I'm a Democrat, but I'm sensible, and that's the way in American politics we talk about somebody who's going to disappoint you in a way that they telegraphed from the very beginning. You hear me, Clydesdale?
Yes, sir. I hear you loud and clear. By God.
There, pal.
By God. Well, thank you, sir.
Happy to you, yours and yours.
Happy corn pop to you, sir. Thank you for your service. Thanks for defeating the worst president we've ever had.
God bless. God bless, and fuck you. We're about to have austerity.
Wow. Well, thank you, President-elect Joe Biden, for that incredible insight. Although, according to Newsmax, you ain't shit. Coming up next, a commercial break. And then after that, more show to save Santa.